Welcome back to the channel, Dai's Paradise, or welcome if you are new. My name is Dai. I'm really excited. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this video because you came for a bookshelf tour, and so I'm gonna give you a bookshelf tour. These are my bookshelves behind me. Yes, you can see one of them is empty. Would you like to start there, or would you like to start with the fruits and the goodies? Let's start with the fruits and the goodies. Let's leave that for last. Okay. Let's just kind of like go down the row and get into it. Yeah. As you can see, this is my shelf of fantasy. I have multiple shelves of fantasy because I am a huge fantasy fan. Okay. This baby right here, this is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. So I have a few books up here. I have Storms, Dawn of a Goddess. I have The Weight of Blood. And behind The Weight of Blood, I actually have all my other Tiffany D. Jackson books. These are all signed editions. If you didn't know, I met Tiffany D. Jackson and she signed all my books. Yeah. These are my collection of The Weight of Dragon. I said Weight of Dragon. Rage of Dragon collection series, or the Burning series books. I have the Rage of Dragons and the Fires of Vengeance. I'm waiting for number 3. We're waiting patiently, but I know it's just it's gonna be real good. Okay. Can't stop smiling. I'm just so happy. Okay. And I have some fantasy here that I actually have not read yet. I have Air by Saba Tahir. I have The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hudson, and The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart, and The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers, and I have Queen of the Conquered by Kaysen Callender. These are books that I haven't read yet. I don't know. I think I put them next to these books because these are like my favorites of like all time. I probably put them next to these books to encourage me to read them because I always look at these because they're my favorites. And so then my eyes drift over here and then I'm like, I probably should read those. You see what I'm saying? This is my other fantasy shelf. There is a gap right here because currently The City of Brass is currently being borrowed by my best friend. So it's a gap. Okay. But I do have The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. I have The Gilded Ones by Normina Forna. I have a lot of books here. I have Legendborn, and I still haven't read this, but I'm keeping it because one day I'm going to read this. One day. Not today though. It's just that it's so hyped up and I cannot read books while they're hyped. It irks me. I have my Hunger Games series. I only have the 4 books, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I don't have the last one, Sunrise on the Reaping, because, well, I haven't gotten there yet. Fun fact, I've only read the Hunger Games. I have not read the other 3 books. Then I have here these are just some literary fictions. I have The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I have The Great Gatsby, which The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho is one of my favorites of all time. I know, I'm so basic. And then I have The Foretelling by Alice Hoffman. And then I have a copy of Lord of the Flies by William Golding, which is a very interesting book. Read it in 9th grade and it kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies and stuck with me forever. And then I have Babel. I have my 2 R.F. Kuang books right here. These, I have Babel and I have Catabasis or Catabasis, however you want to pronounce it. Then I have here I, Medusa by Ayana Gray, which I truly loved. And then I have one of my 2 copies of Children of Anguish and Anarchy, which I also haven't read yet. Then I have Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and then I have Children of Blood and Bone behind there. I should probably, no, I shouldn't, because I like I, Medusa more. So I, Medusa sits in front, and yeah, that's where she gonna stay. So now we have my small collection of romance books. I have the 3 Skyland series books, which, you guessed it, I haven't read 2 of them. I've read one of them. I've read This Could Be Us, but I haven't read Before I Let Go or Can't Get Enough. But I bought Before I Let Go because I was like, oh, I've heard great things about it. And I bought Can't Get Enough because I had every intention of reading it in like June or May. And my life got really hectic, so I didn't read it. And then I have Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. I loved this book so much. I rated it 5 out of 5. Yeah, it was great. So great. I bought Sweet Heat because I was like, why not? Just finish off the series, baby. And then I have A Journal for Jordan. I'm not gonna lie, I bought this. You know why I bought this. You know why I bought it. You see that? You see? That's why I bought it. Okay, that's enough said. Then I have my poetry collection here. I actually have my favorite modern contemporary poet is Nayera Waheed. I don't know if y'all remember that time during like 2016, 2017 when poetry was getting big. Nayera Waheed was pretty much the founder of the small short poems. It was not Rupi Kaur. It wasn't Rupi. I'm sorry. Sorry, Miss Carr. I'm sorry, but no, it wasn't. It was Nayera Waheed. And Nayera Waheed, I love her two books. She has Salt and she has Nejma. These are literally my favorite collection of contemporary poetry. Nejma is a very beautiful book right here. I have it in the back because it's just really big. But yeah, look at this. This is gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Yeah. Bought this back in like 2017. Super short poems. Yeah, I really appreciated her style. I know that it's kind of controversial, the whole short poems thing, but to be quite honest, I feel like Nayera Waheed's poems actually do have a lot of literary devices that you can genuinely break down, and they're not just strings of words. But then I have some more poetry. I have Warsaw Shire, teaching my mother how to give birth. I have Warsaw Shire. This one was a great one as well. Warsaw Shire, great poet. And then I do have one Rupi Kaur book, Milk and Honey. Let's not get into that. And then I have the Spiritual Poems of Rumi, and I have Love Poems of Rumi. And then I have Yrsa Daley Ward. This is, this right here, Bone by Yrsa Daley Ward. Kid you not, one of the best books of prose in our time period, okay? Like, Yrsa Daley Ward, baby girl. When I tell you I want to visit London just to meet, I have to meet up with Black British intellectuals in the poetry prose space. Because the people coming out of England, it's like they're Bolu Babalola, she's British. Like, I don't know what it is about their writing. Like, but I'm sorry, like, they got it. America, catch up, because they got it. Yrsa Daley Ward, oh my gosh, just beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this book so much. Then I have Sana Sana by Ariana Brown. This is another book of poetry. I love poetry, if you guys didn't know, if you couldn't tell. This is a lot of poetry over here, actually. I have Amanda Gorman as well, and I also have Sonia Sanchez, which she is actually not necessary. I don't think she would be considered contemporary. I'm not sure, but came out decades ago. But yeah, then I have my Maya Angelou collection, and then I have my Othello, No Fear Shakespeare right next to Maya Angelou, because it is my conspiracy theory that Get Out is based on Othello. Yeah, I said what I said. Okay. Octavia E. Butler. This book caused me so much trauma. It is, of course, a classic, but gosh, it was the most traumatizing book I've ever read in my life, and I'm still recovering. Things Fall Apart. Y'all. Things Fall Apart. Baby girl. Neferura, the Pharaoh's Daughter. I was really trying to read this. I literally have a vlog of me trying to read this. I did not get far. It was just very information dumpy. That's how I felt. The next shelf is this is my exercise shelf. So I actually have Conditioning for Dance. I like to dance, y'all. Okay. I like to dance. Conditioning for Dance. I have the Yoga Anatomy coloring book. I have the Dance Anatomy coloring book. I have this book called Namaste. This is by, she's no longer Candace Moore. I can't remember. Candace Cabrera, I believe. But she pretty much wrote this book like years ago, like maybe 2016, 2017. And she was literally one of the first yoga people I used to watch on YouTube, and I definitely bought her book. Yeah. Science of Pilates. I mean, enough said, right? Who doesn't like some Pilates? The Resistance Training Revolution. I have not read this book. I have not read this book, but maybe I should. Maybe I should. And then I have BKS Iyengar's Light on Yoga. If you can't tell, guys, I love yoga. This is Duo. Yeah, I have a Duolingo plushie. I bought him, well, actually, I didn't buy him. He was gifted to me after I hit 365 days on Duolingo. So Duo was gifted to me. He is wearing if you can't tell, he's wearing a little waist chain and it says Diosa. Okay. Okay. Don't ask no questions. Okay. He's wearing some waist beads and yeah, he looks cute. Yeah. And these are just some of my crystals and just some more bracelets that I have here. It's just, I can't wear jewelry. I cannot wear jewelry. So some people have made some of these bracelets for me and literally I don't want to lose them. And so because I don't want to lose them, I keep them somewhere special, which is on my bookshelf because yeah. The next shelf, I'm not going to show y'all. Actually, I'll show y'all the other half. There. I have Women Who Run the Wolves, Women Who Run with the Wolves. This is by Clarissa Pinkola. I have How Not to Die. This is just about food and pretty much like eating healthy in order to, yeah, prevent and reverse disease. Scientifically proven. We love that. Then I have the Endometriosis Treatment Program. I think that says it all. The Hormone Cure, because as you get older, I don't know if you know, but your hormones start doing weird things. Heal Endo. That's an anti-inflammatory approach to healing from endometriosis. As you can tell, there's a pattern here. It means I'm old and I'm a woman. Okay. And then we have some food stuff, which is some of my favorite cookbooks. I am not vegan, but I love vegan food, aka vegetables. Okay, so I have Caribbean vegan because I have gone vegan before. When I was vegan, one of my biggest things was I wanted to eat Caribbean food. And I was like super sad because most of the food that I like that's from the Caribbean, oxtails, cough, cough. Okay, I was like, I want to still eat Caribbean food. So literally, I have Caribbean vegan. This one is Afro vegan. These two are by Rachel Amma, who she does a lot of African and Caribbean inspired recipes. So I love her stuff. And then this book is The Easy Anti-Inflammatory Diet, which goes in line with pretty much how I should be eating. We're going to do my middle shelf last simply because, yeah, we're going to do that last. Okay, so this is my empty shelf. It's pretty much my shelf of possibilities. At the end of the year, I just kind of cleared out all the books I didn't want and reorganized, and I left one shelf empty. Then this next shelf is my kid shelf. I have, yeah, so this is Sulwe by Lupita Inganu, and I don't know if I pronounced her last name correctly. I'm so sorry, Lupita. You are amazing, and yes, you are amazing. Okay, but this is Sulwe, and then I have my collection of Avatar right here. And then I have another, do I? Yeah, I also keep Kiyoshi on this shelf when I'm not reading her, but she's being read right now. And then I have Demon Slayer here, and then I have my Spy Family collection here. And then me and my sisters, we are big fans of Hocus Pocus. We are actually big fans of Hocus Pocus, and we are actually big fans of Charmed, which all encompass 3 sisters, and we are 3 sisters. And that's why we also love Medusa. Actually, it's not we, it's mostly me, but whatever. I love Medusa because 3 sisters, okay? Do you see a pattern? We're 3 sisters. Oh my gosh, we're the charmed ones. Okay, here I have my lovely collection of my middle grade collection. So now I have This is Hedwig, if you didn't know. This is Hermione. This is Harry. And this is the egg, the dragon's egg, and then this is the Sorcerer's Stone. Okay, and this is my Harry Potter collection behind them. And then I have the Tales of Beedle the Bard, and then I have this Hogwarts journal that, yeah, I've had for a really long time and never used, but it's really pretty, so I just keep it there for decoration. Then I have another little elephant here. And then I have my Series of Unfortunate Events collection. This will be getting bigger. I will be buying the whole collection. I don't know where I'm going to keep it once I buy the whole collection because, baby girl, I have no space. Even if I take out this elephant, that's not going to be wide enough for whatever. Then I have my 2 Amari and the Knight Brothers collection. I do have the 3rd book. She's on the TBR shelf. We'll get there. So I have Amari and the Knight Brothers, and then Amari and the Great Game. And then I have this cute little fake plant. She's fake. Yeah, this is mostly my history shelf. That's what I'm calling this, my historical shelf, okay? I should probably move Neferora over here. Like, I really should, actually. Actually, I'm going to. And let's start with over here. So I have this bracelet. It says VI because that's where I'm from. Virgin Islands, VI Massive. I have this textbook here, The Caribbean. This is pretty much a textbook in regards to the Caribbean. And you know what? I need to read this. Like, I have read some of it. And I was like super excited when it got to the part about the pirates. Okay. All right. Yeah. And then this is a history book on the Virgin Islands by somebody, Lewis Minosa, Gordon K. Lewis, A Caribbean Lilliput. Okay. Yeah, this is a book on the history of the Virgin Islands, which is where I am from again. This is another book on a history of the Virgin Islands. I bought this one back in St. Thomas when I went last year in 2025. Yeah, this one, I definitely wanted another one because this book is not by someone from the Virgin Islands. And this one, he's not from the Virgin Islands. This author is not from the Virgin Islands, but he's Caribbean. Okay, so yeah, Dukhan was Guyanese and received his doctorate from the University of West Indies in Jamaica. Yeah. Then I have 2 books on Egyptian history. I have The Good Kings and When Women Rule the World. This one, super freaking good. OMG. I mean, super good. I sped through this so fast. It felt like I was reading like a story. It was so beautiful. I loved it. The Good Kings, I did not finish it as fast and I didn't feel as connected to the history. I don't know if it's because it was about the kings and this one was about the women. When I got to the story about Nefertiti, baby, I was like, oh yeah, it's on and popping. It's going down. Okay, anyway. Then I have 2 books that are libros en español. Aquí tengo 100 años de soledad y En el tiempo de las mariposas, escrito por Julia Álvarez. Y este es escrito por Gabriel García Márquez. Entonces, yo tengo esos aquí. Here I have some stickers. Just some stickers. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Oh, I do know what I'm going to do with them. I'm probably giving them to my students. And then I also have a cup full of stickers. I'm not going to take that out because it's kind of holding up everything. But it just says English to speakers of other languages, which I am also, or I have also taught. This little sign that says the future is female because, well, who else is giving birth to the babies? I have some more books. This one is poetry, but I believe this one is by this one's by a Caribbean author. He's from St. Lucia. It's called White Egrets. And then this one, All About Love by Bell Hooks. I have the autobiography of Malcolm X, which I have not read, but that's because I have a big fear of something that Malcolm X has done in his life, and I'm not triggering myself today. Okay. but it's here on the shelf for maybe the moment that I decide to get over it. Might be in 5 million years. Then I have Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Then I have Audre Lorde and Your Silence Will Not Protect You, because it won't. So stand up for something. Okay. And then I have 2 books by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I have, Dare Ijeawele, or A Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions, which is an accompaniment to this book here, which is We Should All Be Feminists. And then I also have her book on Notes on Grief. And then the last book that I have over here is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. And that is my first autobiography that I ever read. And of course, Maya Angelou. So the last shelf is pretty much my language learning, and learning section. So this is all pretty much teaching English to speakers of other languages. This is a Spanish textbook from my university days. These are Arabic books, which, yes, I love studying Arabic. These are Arabic books. And then this is some more strategies on teaching. This is Arabic, an Arabic textbook, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to get back into this year. And then just some more language learning. I have these books that I picked up in Curaçao. Papiamentu. Papiamentu kumi. Speak Papiamentu with me. Because they have it in Spanish. So I figured it would be super cool to learn Papiamentu through my second language, which is Spanish. So yeah, I bought it in Spanish. Lección 5. And I love Papiamentu. Then I have these 1001 real life phrases and idioms in Spanish. Yeah, this is just life of a language learner stuff over here. And then over here, I have a Harry Potter crossword activity book. And then I have this book called Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paulo Freire, which is pretty much one of the first pedagogical books that I ever read in my life, in my college days, and I decided to keep it. Then I have this Mastering Spanish Grammar, and then I have Math and English Language Arts. I have my Nook, and I have some stamps. I have some dry erase markers for my dry erase board. Okay, now we've made it to my middle shelf. This is my neon pothos plant. She needs a new pot, which I need to go get today, right after talking to y'all. And then this is I have my vision board, and then I have a picture of my mom here, and then I have a candle. And yeah, this is my TBR shelf. So pretty much these 2 spaces right here are my TBR shelf. I'm gonna start overflowing into that space soon, but in due time. Okay. So this is my TBR shelf. So we have Feybound, we have Where Sleeping Girls Lie, we have Children of Anguish and Anarchy, Blood at the Root. We have Skin of the Sea, which, no, I have not read yet, but I really want to read. Within These Wicked Walls, Beasts of Prey, and then we have Amari and the Despicable Wonders. Then in the next section, we have, yes, we have the Bible. The Bible is to be read, okay? All right. Then we have The Priory of the Orange Tree. We have The Jasad Air. We have Sky Beyond the Storm. Then I have Six of Crows. And then I have Ficciones by Jorge Luis Borges. And then I have, I forget what this is. I think this is a Rick Wardian. This is Percy Jackson and the Olympians. No, I haven't read it yet. On this section, I have my collection of An Ember in the Ashes series, which is probably about to be moved soon. And then I have Empire of Gold. This is why it's going to be moved, because this is to be read. This is a TBR book, and these pretty much have already been read. So I need to move these. On this shelf, we have my DVD and CD collection. So, well, some of my CD collection, because I have more CDs, but whatever. These are my DVD collection. I have The Vampire Diaries. I have Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have Legend of Korra. I have Hocus Pocus because I just told y'all about me and my sisters. I have this one called Fayabon. This is a documentary on Queen Mary, and pretty much Queen Mary and the other two women who helped her to start a whole slave rebellion on the island where I'm from. So yeah, very important. And they definitely succeeded in that slave rebellion. Okay, let's make that clear. Then I have Aladdin, and then I have Harry Potter. And then these are just some CDs. I don't feel like going through them. I have Destiny's Child, I have Fugees, I have Alicia Keys, and I have India Ari. I pretty much have my container full of journals. I have some composition notebooks. I have some journals here at the front. And then I have also my National Geographic collection. Well, some of my National Geographic collection, because I have a collection of Nat Geo. It's my theory that one day these Nat Geos are actually going to be very important. It is just my theory. And I like actually learning about history. I love watching Nat Geo documentaries. I like learning about history and nature and all types of things. So I literally just collect them. And then I just have another journal and another composition book over here. And then I have this Nat Geo history magazine talking about Nubian pharaohs. Yeah, I saw this in the store and I was like, oh yeah, no. I was like, oh, no. I said, no, I'm buying this because y'all been lying to us for 50 million years. You've been lying to us. You having us believe all types of stuff when you know the truth. I knew the truth. He knew the truth. He knew the truth. But you sitting here telling me lies. No, we knew. And so I had to buy this because it was just documentation of the fact that they've been lying to us, you know? Okay. If you know, you know. All right. Okay, y'all. Well, that is pretty much all I have for you today. That was pretty much my bookshelf. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.